Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to our Friday project to launch you into the weekend. Now this will be the second to last. I think we'll do one more Christmas project after this. We'll do it next week. Our usual day is Tuesday. I'll try and stick to Tuesday if I can. So this will be our second to last, our penultimate Christmas project. That sounds posh, doesn't it? Now we're not going to make this particular card because it's already made up. But it looks full of dimension and it looks full of detail, and it is full of detail. And I'm going to show you how you can make, for want of a better description, a design board so that you can make this, especially if you batch make your cards, if you sell your cards, or if you like to send the same design to different people. This process, once you've done the first one, will save you a bundle of time. So as I say, we're not going to do this one. I just made this one as a sample. So I'm going to put that one to one side if I can find somewhere. Put it over there. Right, put it on the windowsill. There's nowhere else for it to go. And we're going to do a slightly different pattern or colour scheme. We are going to do a red and white, a sort of poinsettia if you like. And so we're going to start with the paper. Let me just pop that down just a wee bit. There we go. So you can probably see the little bits over here. We'll just move them out of the way. So we're not going to put this particular one. This is going to be our design board, if you like. So I've used an old pack from a Christmas pack, a Christmas magazine, or previous one. It's not that old actually. I think it's about a month or so out of date. But I've still got loads of the stuff, or I did have before I started putting this fishing out for this lot. I had loads left. I've got slightly less left now. So if you've got papers, embellishments, ephemera, toppers that you just think, oh, I've got to get rid of this before next Christmas, this is the project, because you can sort it out and pick what you want, cut it down, do the arrangements. So anyway, I'm going to show you at least how I do it. So this, I think this is about 8 by 8, but you don't have, for this one, you don't have to worry about the measurements. Not for this part anyway. So I'm going to use 2 layers, and I'm going to use that one as well, which I just cut down. All I did with that, I cut it down. I just cut roughly 1 inch off of 2 of the sides just to bring it down slightly. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to get on with this straight away. I'm just going to use my glue stick because this is a good strong one. So we're going to put some glue all the way around. Make sure you get into those corners. Although for this, it doesn't really, for this part, because this is only the design board, this isn't what's going on the card. I'll show you how that works at the end of the video. I can't do it till the end because we need to make this board up first. So we're just going to we're going to pop that down. I nearly said slap it down, but that doesn't sound very good, does it? But I was going to say slap, then I was going to say slip, but then I decided not to say either. So we're going to place. Place is probably the best way of saying it. And I wanted it so that that little robin is just poking up out of the top. So there is another one down there, but I'm afraid he's hiding. But there'll be another one later. And somewhere, there we go. I found a nice circular piece of ephemera, and it says Season's Greetings, but that's not going to be our main greeting, but we don't have to worry about that. And again, I'm just going to put a blob of glue on the back. We may not need the glue anymore, so I'll put it over there, but I won't put the lid on just in case I change my mind. And we're going to try, she says, and get it as much as we can. Well, first of all, straight because it's got writing on it, and in the centre. But if you use glue, especially a glue stick, you can slide it until you're happy with it. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll stick that down. Now, all the other bits, I'll turn them over and I'll show you them as we put them down. I'll bring them in first. They've all got foam pads on the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build this up as we go along. So I'm going to put that one there, and we should have, no, I'm not looking for that piece. Oh, that's the piece I'm looking for. That one there, again, that's got foam pads on, or a foam pad on the back. And I'm going to put, oh, I don't want to cover up that robin, not too much anyway. I don't mind if he looks like he's snuggling behind, but I don't want him covered up. And I've got another one, it's got some pine cones and some gorgeous bits of foiling on it. So we're going to put that over the top of the poinsettia, but not completely covering it. And I still don't want to completely cover my birdie. So I'm going to put that there. I've got another one, I've got a gorgeous little squirrel. Again, I've got a foam pad on the back, but the next part anyway. What I've done with this one, it's another beautiful poinsettia, but I've got 3 pieces of foam pads on the back. So the reason for doing that is so that when you put it down like that, that squirrel looks like he's sitting behind it, and it does give it a bit of dimension. So, but don't run off, we're not done yet. So, oh, that bit that's stuck into my arm, we'll put that. Now what I don't want, I've got 2 little dicky birds, 2 little robins, but I don't want them I'm going to put them in the corners, but I don't want them in the same corner as that robin there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him or her, I'm going to put that robin up there, and I've got another robin somewhere, that one, and I'm going to put that in the opposite diagonal corner. And then I've got a little blue tit, which is on some berries, lovely festive berries, and a branch. I'm going to put that one there, and these 2 gorgeous little birds, again, they've just got bits of foam, I've just cut up little bits of foam pad, and I'm going to put that up there so that our little robin is still poking out the end. And the last thing to put on for our design board, I found a Merry Christmas, because that one isn't very noticeable, and it won't be by the time we've done the final stage. And I've cut 3, or 1.5 actually, foam pads in half lengthways, and we are going to put that so that it's just below the second piece of paper, but that's not straight, so we won't put it on like that. And we'll just lay that down like that, have a look at it, that'll do. So we're going to press it down. Now if you wanted to, this is roughly an 8x8, I haven't measured it, but I think they're about an 8x8. Now, if you want to, you could make a big or a large 8x8 and put this onto an 8x8 card, 8" by 8", and you could make a bigger card if you wanted to. But doing it this way, it means you don't have to cut it down. It's not quite so fiddly if you do it at the size of the pads or of the card. But what you can do with this is you keep it as a design board. And what you do next, this is the magic part. I'm going to use my phone for this. What you do is you just pop your phone onto the camera app, like I've done. Now what I want to do here, I want to bring my phone to the camera. And what you do, in this case, now it depends how you do it. If you're using oblong, rectangular paper or design, if you're using a rectangular design, then you can keep your phone as it is. But if you're using a square design, what you do is, if I hold my phone up, you set your phone to square like that. Just press square like that, so it comes up. And then manipulate your phone. Oops. Try not to do what now that's going to be difficult to do because it's going to get in the way. Maybe it won't. So you manipulate your phone, and I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm not going to be able to get it high enough. But you manipulate your phone until it covers the entire, until your pattern, your design is in frame. But I can't do that because I can't get it high enough. So, but that's what you do. And then once you've done that, you take a photograph like that. And then what you do is, we'll just put the phone back because we don't need that anymore. For those of you who like to do a bit of technology, it's not that difficult. Just pop it into your it's not a word pro. Well, actually, you can do it in some word processors. I didn't mean that. I can't remember what they're called. The thing, desktop publisher, that's what I meant. And enlarge it, that's the word. Brain's freeze today. It's one of those days. Everything's happened. All good, but so you manipulate it to the size that you want. I did it 20 centimetres by 20 centimetres. And then what I did, I got it as I wanted, took the photograph, resized it. I actually did it in Pages because that's what I didn't do it on my phone. I did it on my iPad. Not this one actually, the other one that I've got that I use for my work. and I manipulated it, and then I printed it out onto shiny or glossy photo paper. And once you've done that, now where can I put that? Let's swap it over. You will have your design that looks like that. Now let's bring that in a bit so that you can see it. You'll have your design already laid out. You don't have to worry about it moving because it's a photograph. And then what you do, just pop that to one side, move the design board to one side. This, I've decided to make mine into, or develop it into a 6x6. So you make or buy, I always make my own cards, it's easy enough. But if you've got pre-made, that's fine. If you like to make your own, that's equally as fine. But mine is a 6x6, and all I've done, just to save a bit of time, I've covered it with a coordinating piece of paper from the same pack. And all I'm going to do now is turn it over. If you want it a little bit dimensional, you can pop some foam tape onto it or foam pads. But if you're going to post this, it's probably easier and cheaper for posting to keep it flat. So I'm just going to put some glue on it, and this is where you do need to be careful with the corners because it will lift. If you want to use liquid glue, you can, but I find this glue more than adequate. So I'm just going to use that, pick it up, turn it over. I'll move that out in a minute, but you can still see what I'm doing. And just line it up where you want it. If you use glue rather than tape, you've got time to slide it into place. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good position. I'm just going to slide it out a tiny bit. And there you go. You have your card already made up. So if you make, now you can see the difference in size. I'm going to have to take that down again. So if you make several of these boards up, not necessarily for Christmas, it might be a bit late now, but although there's still a bit of time, we've still got about a week, I think. Goodness me, is it only a week till Christmas? Goodness me. Okay, but for birthday cards, general cards, if you make these design boards up, you can just photograph them, resize them, print them, put them on your cardstock, and you're done. You can batch make these in an evening. You could make quite a few in an evening, especially if you sell your cards at craft fairs or if you have your own business. It's a great time saver. Not to begin with, admittedly, because it does take time to make the boards up. But once you've made your design board, you can keep this. You can even add to it if you wanted to. You could put some bling around the top or something like that, but we're not going to do that today. So that's how I batch make my cards. When I want lots of detail, but I don't have time to put lots of detail on every single card, that's how I do it. I make a design board, photograph it, resize it, print it, and stick it to my cardstock. So that's my way of dealing with batch making detailed cards. So I haven't got a clue what I'm going to call this, but you'll see when it goes up, you'll see. So maybe well, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll think of a name for it. Maybe I'll call it design board cards. That'll confuse people who haven't been watching before. So, but that's not what we want to do. We don't want to confuse. But if I can't think of a better title, that's what will go up. But if you can think of a better title than I can after it's gone up, perhaps you could suggest one. So no prize, just a bit of fun. So there we go, guys. There is our second to last Christmas project for this year. And when you come back on Tuesday, I'll be making another Christmas card similar to this, but not the same. We're not going to be making a design board, but we are going to be making something similar. So it's a bit difficult to explain without giving it away. So anyway, come back on Friday and you'll see what I get up to. Or Tuesday, sorry, it's Friday now. That's the trouble when you do the filming ahead of time. Pop back on Tuesday and you'll see what we're going to do for our final Christmas project. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber yet and you're enjoying our videos, please do subscribe to our channel. I've noticed we're getting quite close to the 500 mark, or 500 subscribers. Once we've got 500, I'm going to do a giveaway and do a very special. I'm going to try and do something I've never done before. I'm going to have a go at doing a live, and at the end of the live, there will be a giveaway. So if you think of somebody who might like this, please do hit that share button and send it on to them. So if we can get that 500 subscriber level, that would be fantastic. But I do appreciate those who are subscribed and those who watch. So do come back next time on Tuesday, and I will see you then. And in the meantime, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, have fun, and as always, happy grafting. Bye bye for now.